Kia ora e te whānau o Kaipara, and welcome to this special edition of our vlog. In this edition we want to specifically mention and talk about COVID-19 and the effects that is having on our school and preparations we are making should the worst occur. But we also want to make a special mention to our community and the national body, national people around COVID-19 and the impact that it's having currently on our society. As a school, our philosophy is to put people first, and it reminds us of the whakatauki, e aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in this world? It is people, it is people, it is people. And that's the philosophy in which we're taking as we prepare for, obviously, the worst case scenario and us being closed. I want to reiterate though, emails and messages that our parent body and our student body have received from me. We are at this stage open for business, and it's business as normal. We respect the right that you have as individuals to make your own decisions, but as a school we are operating as business as usual. And I want to make sure that you're really clear as well that we are taking all of the appropriate advice from the Ministries of Education and Health to ensure that we are well informed and making decisions in a timely and appropriate manner as well. So that is just to reassure you, we are open and it is business as normal at the time of this recording. In terms of preparations, we need to prepare for the worst case scenario, and for us as a school and as an education organisation, that is if we are to be forced to close. If we are forced to close by the Ministry of Health or Ministry of Education, I want to reassure you as our community that we have done everything in our powers that we can to prepare our students for online learning or learning at home in isolation cases. At the moment, it is, as I say, and I reiterate once again, it is business as normal. However, in preparations for any forced closure, we've reiterated to our students this morning that there are going to be three main forms of communication. First of all, we want all of our students to have access to their school email accounts. For some of our students, they haven't actually logged into that for a significant period of time. So as a parent community, we encourage you please to ensure that your son, daughter, student can access their school email accounts. That's the first port of call. The second, can you have a conversation with your students around whether they can access their Google Classrooms that their teachers have set up for them. That will be the main delivery method in which we deliver curriculum content or learning content for them should we be forced to close. And then the third platform that we're going to be using for any sort of teleconferencing or video conferencing is Google Hangouts. We tried it this morning as a school for our assembly and it was very successful, and the students now have an idea of what that might look like. And I know that some teachers have been trying it internally within their classroom as well. So the three forms of communication are our school email accounts, the Google Classroom activation system, and if a video conferencing is needed, obviously Google Hangouts as a method of delivery. But I want to make sure that you are really clear about the advice we are giving. We are following advice from the Ministries of Education and Ministry of Health, and most of all it is putting people first. So if your son, daughter or student is unwell, please do not send them to school. We want you to seek medical advice, and of course if you are choosing to refrain your son or daughter or student from school, that is your right and your choice, but we will be providing online learning where possible in the foreseeable future, but when we're forced to close we will be delivering curriculum and learning online as well. We've had a conversation this morning as a staff, particularly reiterating the need for calmness and also the levels of anxiety, particularly amongst our Year 12s and 13s, around what learning will look like for them as they reach towards their NCA qualifications, and the effect that this may have on NCA credits and looking into tertiary education post-school. We are unclear yet as to what that might look like moving forward, but please know that we will do everything we can to ensure that every student has the opportunity to achieve their personal best as we continue to get through this COVID-19 virus. If we're forced to close, when we return, we will clean up things, and we will ensure that students can meet the criteria and have a successful future post-Kaipara College. But for the moment, we are continuing to operate as business as normal, ensuring that people come first, please. On Monday, we're going to be giving some guidelines to our staff and also to our students around what learning will look like in that worst case scenario of a forced school closure. Once again, it's people first, but there will be expectations around getting into Google Classroom, checking emails daily, and replying where necessary. What we're also really aware of is ensuring that there's equity around learning. For some of our community, online and access to Google and internet devices, etc., is limited, and we're well aware of that. So we're working as a senior leadership team around looking at what that might look like, and how we can support those whānau who are not as fortunate to have internet or are living in remote locations as well. So please bear with us if that does affect you moving forward. If we move to online learning and a forced closure, I just want to reiterate that our staff have families as well, and so there will be that need in terms of looking after each other and our community, as well as looking after our staff. This morning in our assembly, we reiterated to our students that this is a national emergency as such, and our community reacts in different ways. For some of our students and our staff, we have people all around the world that are struggling to get home, and we have people who are immediately affected by potential job losses, and we want our students to be empathetic and making sure that they are respectful to each other in this particular situation. It is unique, it is unprecedented, and we're doing everything we can to help educate and communicate with our student body in the best possible way. I also wanted to reach out and use this opportunity to reach out to our community. I know that some of you are hurting through this time, and I wanted to express my heartfelt sympathies to you if you are in that particular situation. It is horrific, and know that you have our school right behind you, and we will support you in whatever we can do to move forward from this. We put down a challenge to our student body this morning about volunteerism and doing things for the betterment of the community. So if you have ideas in which our students can help out, please let us know, whether that is stocking shelves in a local supermarket or picking up rubbish, whatever it might be. And I suppose we're echoing what this volunteer student army did down in Christchurch a few years ago, but how cool would it be if our students can actually give back to our community as well. So the challenge was, what are you going to do, students, to support our community through this time, obviously in a safe and respectful manner. So that's just an update on where we're at. We are open. We're continuing to seek timely advice from the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health, and at the moment school is open, it's safe, and we will work through this. We will continue to communicate with our parent body and the wider community via email and on our Facebook page and website as well. But for the moment, please ensure that it is people first, stay safe, look after each other, and please, if you need anything from us, let us know. Ngā mihi.